Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday and a great weekend so far. I know it's beautiful here in Columbia, South Carolina. It's a beautiful spring morning. It's feeling great out there. A little cool, but warming into the 70s. So I hope you all are having a great start to your morning also. I want to give you a weather update on what is happening specifically for your Sunday, April the 3rd, and talk about what's going on for today. And then, of course, this evening, we'll continue to break down what looks to be a very active pattern heading into this coming work week, as it looks like we're going to have about 3 to 4 days of severe weather potential going on as we get into our work week. So if you guys got anything I can pray about, please put it in the comments below. It gives me an opportunity to pray over them, gives others an opportunity to do so too. Subscribe if you haven't. It goes a long way when you're kind of in these slower periods. March, April, May, and even sometimes in the summer, it gets really slow. Especially in the summer when there's nothing really to talk about but daytime pop-up thunderstorms. So obviously we're about to enter the slower time of the year. So I really appreciate people who continue to support me regardless. So let's get going here. For today, there is a slight risk up for this area of southwest Oklahoma and then this area of Texas, kind of northern areas of Texas, not quite into the panhandle of Texas, but just southeast of it. Kind of between Dallas and between Amarillo, Texas, you have an area for severe weather to watch out for a little bit later tonight. This really doesn't start until later this evening, maybe even to the overnight hours. Then you still have this stubborn cold front that just likely isn't going to really clear Florida, and if it does, it's going to do it very slowly. So ahead of this cold front that continues to sag south, you're going to have some severe weather down here near Fort Myers, Miami, everywhere in between, maybe north and south. A marginal risk, level 1 out of 5 for severe weather. But you have that slight risk up over here. So that's level 2 out of 5. So we're going to see what's going to happen here. If we look at the satellite, what's going on, you can tell with this front just will not clear. It's just kind of sagging down here. So you have activity that continues to pop up ahead of the front down here in Florida. And then you have, this disturbance up here in the northeast. It's actually spreading some showers and even some snow showers for areas of the northeast. And then you watch pieces of energy coming out west, moving into the central part of the country that are probably going to, honestly, unfortunately, give us some severe weather as we continue to move on to the next few days. So let's take a look at what's going on temperature-wise for today for the eastern U.S. and central part of the U.S. Another chilly winter-like day for the northeast, especially interior areas in the northeast. You guys will not get out the 30s. The Ohio Valley, still pretty chilly, but if you go a little bit further south, especially southwest, you're under the influence of this ridge, so it's feeling a little bit better. Highs in the 60s, maybe closer to the 70s as you get into Missouri. And then it's still a little chilly up here in the upper Midwest, which it tends to be, early in April. It takes a long time for you guys to warm up here. But here in the south, the southeast, the Carolina, 60s and 70s. Nice day across Florida where the front has cleared, but southern areas of Florida will, probably warm up substantially ahead of the front, but Texas will absolutely be roasting today in the 80s and even 90s in certain areas. So a nice day in general temperature-wise, it really is. But as we get going and through the morning hours, you will continue to have this weak low pressure that really moves through the northeast and will bring some showers in New York City throughout the morning and midday time frame. And then the southern New England area, New England in general, the northeast, showers. You're going to really have to get higher up in the elevations to make for any of this to be some spring snow showers. But it's possible, and behind this, a little bit colder air filters in. In your evening time, you can have some snow showers here along western areas of New York State and northern areas of PA for sure. And then there's another system wrapping through here in the upper Midwest that will continue to start to bring some rain overnight into Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, and snow a little bit way further north. Maybe even a burst of snow overnight for Minneapolis. So we'll see how this happens here. So let's get a little bit closer to Florida as far as this severe weather today. And going forward here, you're going to probably as we get into about midday, you'll start to see, if you got a radar down here in southern Florida, a radar for you guys to look at. I always recommend Radar Scope, Radar Omega. There's a lot of great radars out there. But if we're going out on the beach, especially the southern, really only the southern tip of Florida near Miami, points a little bit north, you're going to have some severe storms moving in off the Gulf of Mexico and moving more of a southeast orientation as far as what direction they're moving. It's not going to be a massive severe weather day, but some of these storms could produce some sizable hail and some damaging winds. So watch out. I won't be surprised to see some severe thunderstorm warnings out. Miami could definitely see a big time storm maybe later this evening. So watch out around there. So just be careful in southern areas of Florida and you're on the beaches and things like that. But take a look at Texas, where you have a slight risk up, and really this doesn't really start popping up until probably after the sun goes down. I'm talking about 10, 11 p.m., maybe even midnight. You're starting to get some showers and storms. Watch out Lubbock, up here in this area of Texas, and then in the southwest Oklahoma. Maybe some storms have developed. Some of these could be strong. As far as a tornado threat, it's very, very low. It's non-zero, of course, but looks like their biggest threat with these, with a lot of steep mid-level lapse rates in place due to that cold pull of air aloft really close by up here to your northwest. You're probably going to have a large hail threat and then a damaging wind threat, so you got to watch out here. There will be some big-time Kate building into this area, but you don't really have a lot of energy down here. So definitely some showers and storms overnight. You know, they will move into Oklahoma, but the severe level of this really diminishes, and you're just going to be a lot of heavy rain and storms as you're getting into the wee hours of the morning for your Monday morning as you're getting closer to Oklahoma City, for example. But out west, as far as temperatures, you know, like I said, it's going to be very warm in Texas, especially right where these storms are going to develop. So you're going to have some big-time surface heating building. But, you know, here in the southern sections of the western U.S., if that makes sense, the southwest, especially the valleys, it's warming into the 80s, even Nevada, very warm. Basically, any lower elevations is going to be nice weather, you know, highs into the 60s, maybe even 70s for certain areas. But what's going to keep y'all cool, maybe potentially up here, at least later in the day, is a big-time system moving into the Pacific Northwest that's going to cool y'all down very quickly this evening as some rain moves in. I'll show y'all that what I mean here in a second. Well, right now, actually. You watch out. You know, this morning y'all are dealing with a little bit of snow in the Dakotas, you know, around a surface low that's kind of pivoting and moving southeast through areas of Minnesota and Iowa. And north of that, you got a little bit of snow in areas of North Dakota. But look at this big system starting to move into Washington State and Oregon. This is a lot of rain as you're starting to get into your late evening, Sunday evening time frame. So it's probably going to be a rainy at dinner time around Seattle, areas of northwest Oregon, places like that, and western areas of these states, as a big-time system moves a lot of rain in as you're getting into your overnight hours for sure. Moving forward here, severe weather is going to be the dominant topic, guys, going forward. This is for your Monday morning and Tuesday morning. Big-time slight risk, tornado risk. In this area, too, a 5% chance of a tornado in 25 miles in any given location, stretching from Dallas to Jackson, Mississippi. Shreveport in there also, and this is really because the low-level jet gets ramped up later in the evening and to the overnight hours. So this tornado risk area could honestly be more so for the latter half of this risk time frame, which means you're going to have an overnight threat for tornadoes in this region again. But we're watching that, and then we're also obviously watching a day 3, which has a slight risk up now too. Same situation. Plenty of surface moisture to deal with, but the low-level jet gets really ramped up around this area, and that you basically have to have a coming together of all the dynamics to have a tornado threat. You need the kinematics and you need the thermodynamics, which creates the dynamics for tornadic potential. So we'll talk a little bit more of that tonight, but the slight risk has been introduced. Even areas of South Carolina, of South Central and Central Georgia, areas of Southern Alabama, and then the Western Panhandle of Florida had that level 2 out of 5 risk. This includes Mobile, Alabama, very close to Tallahassee, not quite there, but this could tweak back and forth here. Columbus, Georgia, and then getting very close to areas like Charleston, Savannah, going forward here. And then we have the day 4 risk, and this is for a totally different system. We'll talk more about this tonight. Hope you guys have a blessed Sunday. Have a great day. Make it good. And definitely it's the day of the Lord. Glorify God. God is good. So God bless all y'all. Have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all later this evening.